Okay, I'm inside of a cave. Not allowed to tell you the name or where it is. But anyway, it's here on Earth, I swear. It's got a lot of little formations that are very fragile. Already went through here once earlier, but my camera rig glitched out, so got a slightly different camera rig now. Anyway, notice all along the walls here, all sorts of dripstone, both stalactites and stalagmites. A few small columns, but not too many columns. Like back there under there, looks like there's a column. It's kind of cool. I'm actually right here on the floor next to me. So if you come to a cave like this, make sure you watch your step so you don't accidentally step on anything fragile. There's no trail through here. If there was a trail, I would say, yeah, stay on the trail. But basically, just don't step on anything. On accident or on purpose. Be very deliberate moving around in a place like this. Notice on the wall, there's a couple small columns. Then down below, especially. But then notice some of it's kind of smooth. There's like pieces of it that have formations and pieces of it that don't. This is really cool though. Look at this. You can see how the floor is hollow. Pieces of it are hollow. So, ideally, I wouldn't walk on the floor at all. But realistically, there isn't another way around. There's not enough breakdown rocks to play hopscotch or anything like that. But look at the ceiling here too. Notice how there's small stalactites hanging down from the ceiling. So definitely watch your head. Wearing a helmet is good, but it's not a substitute for watching where you're going. Notice there are breakdown rocks on the floor, but there are also formations, small dripstone stalagmites. So yes, definitely be careful about where you'll put your feet. But I'm going to go slowly and deliberately. Hopefully not touch anything. What's especially weird, look at this. Look at this. There's a crack here. It's only like 1 inch wide. But geez, looks like it's at least 8 feet deep. Don't drop your car keys down there. I got my car keys over there in my backpack. It's in a pocket within a pocket. So unless I lose the entire backpack, I'm not losing my car keys. What's weird, my car doesn't actually have keys. It has a fob. That creeps me out because I don't know what's going to happen when the battery on that thing dies. But, oh well. Probably going to charge me $1,000 for a new fob or something. Don't get me started. Anyway. Seriously, the older I get, I think everything's a big scam to make money off us. Of course, that didn't stop me from buying this $200 flashlight. But anyway. But yeah, look at here where there's a breakdown. See how the walls are nice and smooth. And then to the left of the breakdown, look at this. All sorts of good stuff. And there's bigger formations over there. But before I get closer and show you, oh yeah, I can go. I just have to be very, very careful on the floor. There's trip hazards. It'd be kind of stupid if I tripped and fell and hit something. So I have to be super careful. This room with all the formations isn't that big. It's like maybe 8 foot high ceiling, 30 feet wide, a few hundred feet long. So worth looking around for a couple minutes. Don't worry, that crunchy noise is not formations breaking. It's just, why can't the autofocus is being stupid. Okay. I'm trying to make sure everything's in focus, but it's not behaving. Thinking of going back to a smaller GoPro type camera because the autofocus on those, they have a smaller sensor, which makes it easier to focus. The problem with this thing is it's got a nice big fat sensor, which actually makes it a lot harder to focus because the depth of focus is much shallower. Even I'm shooting at f over 5.0. Jeez. Would have swore I turned the autofocus on. It doesn't want to autofocus for some reason. So look at these formations on the floor here. Okay, I'm going to work my way right to left. Keep going counterclockwise. I'm going to be careful how close I get so I don't accidentally bump anything. But there's also some smaller stuff on the walls. I'm mostly impressed by the big formations. Unless they're like this. Look how colorful that is up there. It's kind of interesting. All right, let me go back behind here. Oops, don't worry. That was just a breakdown rock. Nice flat rock. All sorts of neat rocks formations here. All right. Well, that's pretty much the end of this side. As you can see, the cave is pretty much blocked by a breakdown over there. So there's nothing really to see up there. I'm going to go up and left because if I remember... Oh yeah, I know what I want to see up here. Duh. Look at that white stuff. Mineral formations. So those formations I was just showing you, those formed when the caves formed. This is the stuff that's still forming very, very slowly over time. Hang on, I'm going to change the white balance. That was 4,000. Here's 5,000 kelvins. It's not degrees Kelvin, it's kelvins. Don't get me started. What's really cool, look at how rugged it is. Like up here, there's like one little stalactite. Lots of different kind of orange and brown and white. Pure of this stuff is calcium, so I think it should be white, but it's not always so simple. See if I can focus. Not sure if my camera's getting this. Cool. Okay, I'm gonna go the other side, face back this direction. See, it's like a little white ridge. It's almost like cave bacon. What's funny, they usually tell you that, mineral caves, solution caves, they usually take like 1 million years to form. I don't think this cave's nearly that old. But that would explain why only part of it is like that. Come back in 1 million years, the whole cave might look like that. Who knows, maybe a lot of limestone caves, they start out as lava tubes. Probably not, but some could have. All right, so... Alright, so now I'm going to go over to the other side, work my way back. And yes, that's my light over there. I actually have 3 lights with me, but trying to, darn it, I wish the autofocus would behave. I think with a $1,000 flashlight, or $1,000 camera, the autofocus would work. But anyway. It's like the camera's surprised. Oh, you want the picture in focus? Really? Yes, really. Anyway. See, over here along the wall, there's small columns. A whole collection. Down below, see how it's smooth? Because that's where it's a breakdown. The wall broke apart. But look up here, the wall peeled off. Well, partially peeled off. So please don't touch it, because if you see it, if you touch it, you could peel it off. It'll probably just crumble anyway, so please don't do that. But yeah, I just have the other light over there, just in case this one goes bad. Oops, let me lean backwards so I can show you the wall here. See, look at how it's like a honeycomb shape. That's really cool. It's not really common. Lava tubes are usually a lot smoother, except where they're broken down. But once in a while, you find a cool cave like this. All right, I'm gonna have to go around the long way so I don't slip. Okay, so while I'm up here, look at this. Looking down at the wall, see a few formations. And then up higher, it's just smooth rock where it broke apart. Breakdown. There's also a few down here on the floor. The good thing about this, nobody's gonna walk back here because it's too tight. So these should be pretty well protected from people accidentally breaking them. Hopefully nobody's gonna be messed up and break them on purpose. Interesting. All right, so notice how smooth it is here because the wall broke off. So technically, if you look on the floor here, some of these breakdown rocks, they have the formations on the rock. So yeah, technically even walking on the breakdown, you should try to be careful. But most of these rocks, they flipped upside down. The formation's on the bottom side, so the formations are already pulverized and you can't really protect them. So look at the wall here. How cool is that? But even the floor here, look at that. There's a nice big one over there. I'll look at it close up in a minute. First, I'm gonna go around to the right. If I can get to focus. Oh, focus. There you go. Nice. All right, so very carefully, I'm gonna squat down next to this big one so we can go ooh-ah together. This is the ooh-ah zone. No limit. All right, here we go. Nice. And then again, if you look at the ceiling or wall ceiling, see the thing is it's arch shape, so technically the wall and the ceiling are the same thing. There's another view of that tall one on the floor. This one's a little bit to the side, so hopefully people won't touch it. It's probably fragile enough at the top you could break it, so just because it's big, please don't think it's indestructible or anything like that. Just because it's lasted this long, it's not proof that it's gonna just last forever. I like the color here though, look at this. See that same formation? Most of it's gray, but it's got some brown rock on it. I'm not 100% sure what that means, but it looks really cool. All right. Let's see if I can go over here now. Almost back to where I started. Notice there are a few small formations hanging on the ceiling here. So even if you're away from the big formations, you should definitely watch your head so you don't accidentally hit the ceiling or break one of these off. Being maybe 1/4 inch in diameter, I bet they're pretty fragile. Probably snap right off. So please don't do that. Notice the white stuff on the ceiling. So technically there's some mineral formations here. It's not as cool as that one spot I showed you back there. It's prettier, but it's not really any shape to it. Okay, so I'm zigzagging on purpose because there's some stuff on the ceiling I want to show you from different angles. Plus I'm going to go slow enough I'm gonna stop and make sure my camera's focusing. Wow. It's like a little forest hanging down there. There's some taller ones there. I already showed you before. Not as many, but they're longer. Notice how it has like the texture of a gill where the rock sort of peeled apart. All right, so let me get down here, look at the floor. There's one right next to me. I can see it better from the other side, but I can't just go straight ahead or I might trip. I'll show you why. So watch this. Notice the ceiling again. It's mostly smooth. It's got a few small formations. Over there, it's got some longer formations. So when I go over there, I definitely want to be careful. But even here, remember what I said earlier about how some of the breakdown rocks have formations on them. So these were probably stalactites hanging from the ceiling, and this whole rock fell down. So now they're sort of stalagmites. So anyway, I'm going to go around so I don't accidentally trip over those. Same thing, look at all these small ones over here. I'm going to go around those. I'll be able to go around the other side and then sort of step over them so I don't trip. Be kind of dumb if I tripped. For the record, I'm not wearing my backpack. I got my backpack over with my light. That's one reason I got my other light over there to mark where I left my backpack. My backpack has my car keys. Not leaving here without it. But over here, look at this house, just a forest. All sorts of formations everywhere. In fact, I'm not even going to go back there because I don't want to accidentally trip over something. The ceiling is almost as cool. Just as many formations, but much smaller. Now I'm going to go over here. I want to stop here. These are small formations, but notice most of them are gray. A few are kind of brown. Interesting. No, I don't know what that means. Other than some are gray and some are brown. Yeah, here's the other formation I told you about that I couldn't see from the other side because it's next to that big rock. Honestly, if I owned this cave as a tourist cave, I'd probably remove the breakdown rock so that you can see the formations better and put a path through it, like a elevated, like a catwalk, so that people can't accidentally trip on the formations. But I don't own it, so I'm not going to do anything like that. I think most people would agree with no trace anyway. No trace means don't modify it at all. Because let's face it, what you think will improve it might make it worse anyway. It's no longer natural at that point. Might as well build an artificial cave at an amusement park. It would be fun to make a cave this good at an amusement park. Maybe I could convince somebody from Walt Disney to tour this cave. Be like, okay, this is what you need on Tom Sawyer's Island. What is it? Injun Joe's Cave or whatever. Now I need to be especially careful here because I'm going to go to the left. Look at this. There's ones on the floor. That one's not even straight. See how it's shaped like an S? So I bet that one's especially fragile and rare. So I definitely want to be careful not to accidentally touch that. So I'm going to go around the other side. Make a loop around here. Here's another view of that one from this side. Nice view of the whole garden here. Okay, so you notice how the ceiling's lower over here. It's only a few feet high. So I'm going to be super careful. But I do want to get this view very carefully. Like even at the ceiling here. Look at all these. Not only is there formations, but there's, place where the ceiling almost broke down. Just like I said, the breakdown rock over there. But this part fared a little better. Okay. This is my second video of this. I did one earlier, but I had a camera malfunction, so I didn't get the whole thing. So rather than trying to pick up where I left off, I just started over. All right. Okay, well, that's actually my tour of this room in the cave. So I'm gonna go back here where I was, pause the video, and move on.